This is a 2006 Honda Civic SI, and the starter has gone out. To replace it, you have to take this plastic rod off. Clips here, two, and then it just lifts off. And after that, a few, I think 10mm bolts here, and a few other. We'll look at it once I remove that plate. First, I'm going to disconnect the negative battery terminal before I start work on replacing the starter. Taken the two clips from here, and then there is one on either side that needs to be popped out. There's one on this side, and then gently take it off. That's how it looks, and put it aside. And the next step is to get I think this 10mm bolts. 1, 2, 3. One of this needs to be removed. And then there is one behind here, and then one over there. And I'm not going to disconnect any of this. It's going to just move it aside. And I need to disconnect this. This is for the radiator. And then I'm going to leave this as it is, and then just pop it out. I'm going to remove this support. The radiator support. There's one more here. Can figure out a way to remove this bolt. So I don't have a good access, so I'm getting the battery off just so I can get to this bolt over there. So almost done. Got the hold down off. So just have to lift the battery and put it away. The battery out to get the bolt here, and made it a lot easier now. And these two that hold the front, this plastic fascia, it's an Allen key. I gotta go find an Allen key. It's a 5mm Allen. So that one's loose. Here the second one. So you can spin it off. And I think pretty much that's it. And I'm not gonna disconnect the latch here. I'm just gonna move this aside and keep it over there so I can access the starter right beneath the manifold. Right behind this, I have two 10mm bolts that hold the radiator to the support. So those two, once I take this off, and then the one behind it, and this should be free to move. So that's the last. There we go. Got the second one loose, and keep it down here. All right, I think it's finally. I think it's free. Come on. There. Off. A little tight over here. You need both the hands. So pretty much to get this connector off, just push it outwards, and the whole thing should come off. And then this one doesn't want to come off from this bracket, so it's just really tight. Finally got it off. You gotta pull it hard and then tug upwards. It came off, so that's off. And I'm gonna take this whole bracket off. This bracket, this metal one, is in the way. Make it a lot easier. So I think that's a 10mm, and then a 10 over here. The 12mm, this bracket bolt. It's kind of hard to see. There. harness for that. There's a 12 millimeter. Right, there is one on the bottom, right there. And then the bracket should come. The top one is actually a nut, and the bottom one is a 12 millimeter bolt. So that's off. Now I have access to the starter. I actually tapped on it or hammered on it. Wouldn't work. So, a couple of more bolts. I have to disconnect some of these harnesses and then should be ready. Sensor trying to disconnect, it just broke off. It's over there where my finger is pointing, so I gotta get a new one of these. To pull the old one out, a new one, and that's that. And here is the bottom, or there are only two bolts. One is on the right side is 17 millimeter, and the other one is right over here somewhere. Fighting for a while, finally got the rear one to loosen, and it took me about almost 30 minutes to get the right one. Left bolt, it's a 14 millimeter. I finally got it out. Look at it. I used a combination of short extension 14 millimeter and then flexible ratchet. There we go. Now and get to removing it's completely off. There we go. Yeah, it's off right there. I need both the hands to get it out. The connection, positive connection from the battery to the starter, but I couldn't get to this until I removed the starter. So before putting it back, I can do the same thing. Make sure it's secured and tied properly, and put the new one in and get a new knock sensor, and probably another 30 minutes to put it back together. Almost done. There we go. I did smack on it to get it to start, but just wouldn't work. So I have another one, the same brand, that's Mitsuba. So I need to get a new knock sensor and then hook up the connections and put it back together. That's the broken knock sensor right there. It's a 24 millimeter. I'm gonna remove that next, and I have the new one. We'll take a look at it once I remove the old. I have the 24 millimeter half-inch drive socket on top of the broken knock sensor. I'm gonna get it off. We'll take a look once I get it out. Here's the old one. Trying to remove the clip, it just broke off, and people on the internet say this is like a Pringle chip. So I have the new one in TK. So when I put that on, actually I'm going to mount the starter first and then put this on and hook up the connectors. I have the new starter secured, and then this is the boot, and then the connector is the connector. Attach that, then put the knock sensor, hook it up, another 30 minutes. Take a look. Here's the new Mitsuba starter installed. I have the positive connector. Just need to hook up the data link and then connect the knock sensor and put the bracket, and then assemble the rest of the front, and should be ready to go. Knock sensor is in right there, and then the connector, electrical connector is hooked up. I checked and make sure the starter is torqued properly, and the harnesses 15, and that's it. Ready to assemble the rest of the parts. Pretty much all the work near this is done. All the connectors made. All I need to connect is the radiator fan, and then mount this support, and then the plastic support that goes on top, and be ready to put back the battery, test it out, hope it works. Time to put it back together. That's the support. There you go. And then the remaining, so I need to secure this, and these are all 10 millimeter, and bolts 3 on this side, 3 on that side, about 10, and then the plastic with the clips on, and the battery. Another 10 minutes. Here we go, the moment of truth. Gonna work. Yep, working. Starter is fixed. Let's take a look. Back in operation. Success.